because if the markets are uncertain and what's happening on the lower time frame doesn't match the high time frame, you're going to get incredibly low trade volume. So like this week, it's done like fuck all, hardly anything. Where's the date here? So I think it's done like less than $100 or a couple of $100. The good thing with these videos is you can look back at the previous ones and see these accounts grow over the period of the weeks of these calls. So we're 20% up on this one. Yeah, January is due to the bit of indecision in the market. This pair is going to like a trending move because it wants a trend on the hour 4 and it wants movement on the 5 minute and a trend. That needs movement and trend. So when it does, this is going to excel. So the good news is because we're not getting those market conditions, it's ticking over, but it's also not causing us drama or for us to have drawdown or whatever. As you can see, there's nothing open right now. These are closed positions, nothing open. And if we look at 2023, it's been averaging 5-ish% a month. Obviously 24, we're pretty much at the end of that, apart from a little bit next week. So it's having a quieter period. So if you've been trading gold and your account like this is a bit quieter, then fine. It is what it is, matches mine. This account, I've shared this a few times. I've mentioned this about the bulk copy thing. So these are 2 set files that are in the drive, and they're really solid sets that have been probably from 2022 to now. So they're set because the IC Markets data has expired for 2022. Some of my sets are still from 2022, so they're like 2 and a bit years in. They will, markets will change at some point, but I'm keeping them running. I'll keep an eye on it. Again, data in the live market. A bit like our UJ set on my FX book. We saw something in the market that started to change. We hit a few more EPs or drawdown change. The set had probably outlived its phasing, and then that was recalibrated, and that set's continued to build that account. That account's been running 12, 13, for about 15, 16 months, I think now. But anyway, back to this. There's been various opportunities with this account. So despite this account only been up 6.96%, I've had a couple of times, or one bigger time where there was higher drawdown. So it enabled me to bulk copy to other accounts at different times and quickly make a 2 or 3% return in no time. So this is just something that is ticking over quite steadily so far. PAL copy, if you're in PAL copy, great. If you're not, I think it's probably one of the biggest no-brainers in terms of the deal. I've said before, we'll probably push these cent accounts too much before. Just not everyone wants to do that. That's okay. This is a couple of percent up, 3%, sorry, on the master, and we only turned on mid-January. So incredibly low drawdown. And, you know, this isn't going to turn 1K to 3K to 5K in a month, but hopefully in a year's time, your account of 1K's had steady, consistent gains over a period of time, and we can start compounding in a more sensible long-term fashion. So if something did go against us, we've got far more room to be able to manage that if that ever needs managing. Someone asked me the other week, how much time goes into this to run this? The answer is 0. Keep a track of the account on my social trader tools thing, but we don't do anything with it. It's running. We just check in on what's open, what's banked, because it would be irresponsible if we didn't. But yeah, the rest just happens. Yeah, like all of the accounts, it just happens. QuanTech A-book. So last week I went through the fact that I'm on an A-book with QuanTech with 400K. That's going to go up to 600K soon because I did have 3 200K accounts that I withdrew on every single one. I have no martingale, no consistency rules, no news restrictions, but I do have to close for the weekend. So this is now flat. I closed this last night, actually, just last night, because it was like, hey, this is the other thing about decision making. I could have left it on a bit, but I had open blue last night. It was like, okay, I can close off for a Friday. Don't need to worry about or think about, not worry. I wouldn't worry about this account, but it wouldn't be something that I have to decide today. It can just be right. I'm flat. I'm off. And hey, you know, this is 1%. 1%, fucking happy days down. 1%. You're a fucking hero. Who cares? It's $4,500 in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 trading days. It's $4,500, right? So it's sensible to turn off, and I think that's a good return for a few days doing fuck all, right? What else have we got? Oh, this is just me dad's live cash. He's put some money into account. This is really conservative as well, to be honest. 4%, 12%, 15%, steady. what's this one? Oh yeah, one of the sent accounts. I've shown this the other week too. I had a bit of drawdown actually. There's logins to, when people apply, I give them logins to accounts. Someone mentioned this the other day on Trustpilot and investor things. I do give out investor accounts, but I do have to be careful that people then don't abuse that visibility and transparency. But yeah, 289% and 23% for January. This is aggressive, but it's also been doing really well, and without any real dramas drawdown wise either, from a percentage basis anyway. So I'm just going to build this over time and sort of, I say have some fun with it, but it would be nice to get to 1,000% on our live account with my FX book in the drawdown and everything tracked and logged. And when, you know, you can see this curve's got a bit of a compound effect to it. So that will, the compounding thing, when you're using the way that we trade with masters and slaves, if you have the copier as risk multiplier by balance, which I suggest you do on live capital, you can use lot multipliers as well. But I think there's something to understand. So if I use lot multiplier, my account will not compound unless I go in there and manually increase the lot multiplier. If I use risk multiplier by balance, as the account grows, the lot sizes will grow. So this way it's going to compound and this way it's not. So on all of my live cash, I use risk multiplier by balance or equity, mainly balance to make a difference, but they're going to automatically compound as the account grows. That's just something, just if you didn't know, that's that. Infinity, obviously I got that withdrawal rejected. I did the video on. We're back trading, but because this is copying a very slow gold and AUD and ZD set, it's made fuck all this week, really. So yeah, not a lot back in the pot. But what does this show you, this account? That I've made 32.5 grand since mid-November. I know Infinity has a lower profit split, but hey, I've still made the money. I know I've had a withdrawal rejected, but hey, I've still made the money. And it just shows you, I think, what the opportunity here is. That's what some people would earn in a year. If I can keep this out of month 3 and month 4 and not have the consistency rules and so. Oh no, Infinity. Yeah, I think you've always got consistency, haven't you? Forgive me. But hey, I've made that within those rules a little bit. Obviously, I was 0.4 of a lot size off. If I hadn't have pushed the withdrawal and if I'd have double bloody checked it, I could have corrected. Hey ho, that's just a little bit of a lesson that hopefully other people can benefit. Darwinex, we are 26% up, 3,000 trades. I closed off some GU positions. I went through that last week. So this month was actually in a loss, but we've now recovered the loss and we're back in profit. My Darwin score continues to build. I'm 408 out of 5,134 people in silver. My score's 79.24. So I'm going to get another bit of capital. It's not a fucking lot. But hey, as this continues to build over time, that number will grow. A year from now, where might this be? I have no idea. But again, you got to be in it to win it. I'm playing the long game and that's okay. What else? That's